Apple is about to go through one of its biggest changes in over a decade. Tim Cook is stepping down as CEO, and the person who's replacing him could completely change Apple forever. If you've been using Apple products for a while now, you've basically lived through the Tim Cook era.
Good morning! Good morning! Good morning!
And whether you realize it or not, Apple today is very different to how it was under Steve Jobs. Tim Cook wasn't a product guy, he was a logistics and operations genius. That's why Apple has become insanely efficient and profitable, but arguably a little less exciting. And here's where things get a little bit interesting. The successor that's taking over in September is John Ternus. He's not an operations guy, he's a product guy. He has been leading hardware engineering, which basically means he's directly involved with making the latest iPhone, Macs, and the entire Apple product roadmap. And that's much closer to how Steve Jobs used to run things. This could change Apple forever. There's so many pros, a couple of cons that could potentially come out of this, but the biggest upside, potentially Apple becoming more innovative again. Instead of refining the same products year after year after year, Apple might start making big leaps again. With a product-focused CEO running things again, Apple might put aside efficiency and profitability a little bit and try and make the best products they absolutely can. Now, this is where things get very interesting. If Apple shifts back to this product-first mindset, potentially we might get a fair bit of innovation and have a lot of these products that we've kind of held on to potentially having in the future, they might become a reality. Imagine Apple making a standalone camera. Not just iPhone cameras, but a fully creator-focused camera lineup. Think seamless integration with iPhone, Mac, having AirDrop potentially, but with actual pro level hardware. And now that's something that Apple has never touched, but with a product focused CEO at the helm, potentially that might become a reality. Another one that's been rumored for years is an Apple TV. Now, I'm not talking about Apple TV like the box or the subscription service or all the other things that they name Apple TV. I'm talking about a proper TV screen, completely integrated with the Apple ecosystem. I could AirPlay directly to the TV, integrate it with FaceTime, Apple Fitness, Apple Arcade. It would be a pretty cool idea and not a far stretch now. And then there's Vision. Vision Pro is just the beginning. Think about what Meta have done with their AI glasses. Potentially that might be coming into the future for Apple. And with someone who focuses so heavily on product, it'd be interesting to see what comes out of it. Now let's be real. Tim Cook made Apple so efficient. And obviously you don't want to lose that side of things because things can get messy very fast. And more innovation sounds great, but sometimes it can lead to disaster. Big swings equal bigger failures. Think Google, who are one of the most innovative companies in the world. They have a whole range of new products that you no longer hear about, or potentially were a bit ahead of their time. Google Glass. Now they have had huge swings, but even bigger misses. Apple's insane profitability came with a lot of discipline. If we've got a product-driven CEO, the product margins might take a bit of a hit. But let's be real, for most people, they don't care what the Apple stock level is or the changes in their corporate structure. It's about products we see every single day. Your iPhone, your Mac, your AirPods. Now the final question, does Apple become more exciting or a lot less consistent? This could be the biggest shift for Apple since Steve Jobs. And over the next few years, it's going to decide which direction they take. It's going to be a fun one to watch.